This is where we set up for the interview? Okay. Yeah. The mic's working, right? It's working, right? Alright. I'm sorry. I don't mean to backseat direct or anything. I just want to make sure everything's set up properly, okay? You can start asking your questions now. Sorry, there I go again with the backseat direct. Hey, calm down! Calm down! Calm down, dude! Calm down! Where do I see myself in 5 years? Well, I think the real question is, will I even be around in 5 years? You never know.
You're gonna blur my face, right? You're gonna blur my face, change my voice? Okay.
He'll be making Big Macs at McDonald's in 5 years.
He's crazy, man. Semi-psychotic. For the last 2 years, he's been talking to these inanimate objects and making up stories in his head and thinking they're real and acting them out. He's crazy. One can only hope he ends up in like a mental ward or something like that.
DK64? You're gonna come in here in my own personal domicile, and you're gonna come in here and you're gonna bring that receptacle that has film in it, you're gonna put it down, you're gonna put the microphone on top, you're gonna set it all up, and you're gonna ask me about DK64? You get one more question. So these would be them. The third one is purple and it's around here somewhere. But yeah, no, I was given these 2 years ago. I hear that they're highly sought after, collectible, and unique. I was also told about some side effects, but I haven't had any side effects from them. None that I can tell from the last 2 years.
Those stones are powerful and must be protected. But Roy, he won't do that, because he's just a fetus.
Oh, he loves those stones, dude. He cuddles with them at night, you know? He just sleeps with them. Don't ask me how I know that, but he does. They're really dangerous though, right? Like, why would he, of all people, want to take on such a big responsibility? I mean, he's probably faced the consequences of taking those in already, if not soon.
Oh, yeah. No one's really come after them. I was told that I would have to protect them, and that people would be like after them and be like, "Come on, we want to get the rocks, we want to get the stones, Roy. Give us the stones." But nah, in 2 years, no one's even come after them before, and I'm honestly surprised by that because, you know, the person who gave them to me was like very scared about it. He said he didn't encounter so many people, but you know, I think I've been fine, and you know, I'm happy that no one's pursued them yet. What was that? Oh my god. I think it might be finally time for me to step up to the responsibility. I gotta get these things in hiding. Oh man, okay. These things should be safe in here. Oh man. Wait. 1, 2. I can't juggle two. The third one! Oh god! I knew I was forgetting something. Oh my god, I should go back. I could go back and get it. No, I'll be in danger. There's someone in there. I guess I'll just wait it out. Hopefully he doesn't find the purple third one. That would be bad. No, I guess I'll just chill in here. Bunker. Fire Emblem the Sacred Stones. Very topical. I haven't played this game in a long time. Yeah, this could kill some time. Yeah, let's try it out. Let's boot it up. Let's try it out. After experiencing the Fire Emblem franchise through its first Western title at the age of 10, I was gifted Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon and Fire Emblem the Sacred Stones for my following birthday. While I initially took a Shadow Dragon, I eventually found my way to playing Sacred Stones. and once I started playing it, I just took it everywhere with me for a few months on end. I was hardly a master tactician, but I loved the game, and due to its storyline's intensity at the start, I was always sucked back into playing it, even when things got a little difficult for me. After getting to one of the game's boiling points of culmination in the story, I can still remember waiting at the dentist and reaching an epic chord in the story, and sitting there and realizing that I'd been playing something kind of special. Sacred Stones really showed me what a Fire Emblem game is, and instantiated what the series was all about. After I finally beat the game, I put it down for a while, and over time, the game sort of just faded from my memory. It was only when I became a Nintendo 3DS ambassador and was given a 3DS port of Sacred Stones that I returned to the game and found that it had lacked some of the luster that I previously thought it had. But in an effort to rekindle my flame for this game, I've returned to it years later to give it a fair shot and to see what I think of it now. Was it simply an average Fire Emblem experience, or had my perception of it on the 3DS been skewed and wrong? Well, on today's episode of Roy Reviews, we find out. Fire Emblem and the Sacred Stones takes place on the continent of Magville, where 6 nations all live peacefully with one another until the Kingdom of Grotto betrays its long-held ally Renace, and mounts a full-on invasion of the country. The invasion comes to a head as Grotto forces march on the King of Renace in his castle. The king tells his men to surrender, and orders a knight named Seth to take his daughter to safety at once. Seth retreats with Erica in tow, as Renace along with its king are destroyed. After learning that the nation had truly been lost, Erica decides to search for her twin brother Ephraim, who had been within Grotto during the invasion and began a guerrilla military campaign to slow Grotto's onslaught. Soon after some trials and tribulations, the twins reunite deep in Grotto territory and retreat back to the kingdom of Frelia. There, they both set out on different quests to bring Grotto's sudden invasion down. While Erica was searching for her brother, it was also unveiled that Grotto's once peaceful king, Vigard, is under the influence of something quite sinister, and as mythical beasts and grotesque monsters reappear on Magville, it becomes apparent that there's something much more at play here than initially meets the eye. The story of Sacred Stones is the one that I quite enjoy. While we have hit similar beats in other Fire Emblem titles, Sacred Stones has this level of intensity to it and immediacy that truly immerses the player immediately into its world. The mystery of the otherworldly powers influencing the King of Grotto is one that's presented early in the game. While other titles tend to introduce these concepts later, the earliness with which Sacred Stones presents these plot points works to keep the player interested in what's going on, even in slower chapters, but also serves as a perspective shift in the player's eyes, as they now tend to analyze every scene for clues or hints of what's to come. The story of Sacred Stones also gets split somewhat between Erica and Ephraim's paths. Ephraim heads right for Grotto's throat as he mounts a straight invasion of Grotto with his smaller army, while Erica goes to warn other nations of ominous intentions that Grotto's king has, and to enlist their aid in their battle to defeat Grotto. Sacred Stones is intense, and it keeps up this fast, energetic pace that keeps players engaged in the world. It has a tight story that intrigues us into unraveling its mystery, and sets up said mystery quite well. Sadly, the characters in this game aren't anything spectacular. There are a few that pop out, but ultimately the overall majority seem pretty tame and average for Fire Emblem. I would still consider that a good standard, however. As for the two protagonists, well, I've always had this soft spot for Ephraim because his quest is so cool to me as he just reacts to Grotto's invasion by invading them himself. However, as a character, he lacks any true depth, and the same can be said for Erica. They do have good moments, don't get me wrong, especially when dealing with Vigard's son, but overall they aren't incredibly deep. I can't just sit here and play Fire Emblem all day. You know, Ephraim, he took the offensive even when it was risky. I can do the same. Right? Right? Right. Right, let's go, let's go. Take the offensive, come on, let's go. There he is. I gotta get after him. I think he was here. Probably, why would he go in my closet? What the hell? This could be a one-way ticket to Urkala, or it could be a one-way ticket to DK Island. I have no idea. But I can't just sit back and do nothing. Huh. Everything looks the same. That's weird. I wonder where you could be. The Sacred Stones contains a lot of the classic core Fire Emblem gameplay within it. Items have a finite amount of usage, and characters that are dealt lethal blows will die permanently in the story and in the game. While it keeps this core gameplay, Sacred Stones also expands upon it. If Rekka no Ken, the first Fire Emblem game in the West, laid down the foundation, Sacred Stones is what was built upon it. Sacred Stones didn't go nuts with innovation, but it added elements like a traversable world map, skirmishes, a battle tower, and more. The skirmishes serve as a nice way to grind experience for your units while also serving the story purpose of showing that monsters have truly started returning to Magvel. With all this said, however, Sacred Stones is quite easy for a Fire Emblem game. Then he did. Uh-oh, spiders. Uh-oh. Alright. Listen. How could he die?
Keep your hand on your gun.
Right away.
Don't you trust anyone.
Okay, I just can't manage to do anything.
There's just one.
What a legend!
Man that you
What a
can
legend!
trust, that's a dead
No,
man.
never mind.
Oh,
Mario Odyssey is
gringo like me.
Okay, maybe when I'm streaming and not paying attention and trying to read chat, it's a tad more difficult, okay? But when I was actually focusing on the game and playing it normally, I rarely had to suspend or restart a chapter. You can even solo the game with Seth if you really wanted to. However, I think that the difficulty being this low isn't a terrible thing. Sacred Stones is a game that feels almost best explored this way. While losing is not as common in other titles in the series, it allows for the player to go through it at a sort of steady pace, but still contains classic Fire Emblem challenge, so you're not sweeping through level after level. Birthright! I do really enjoy most of Sacred Stone's map layouts as well. They usually appear intuitive, but with a trick or two up its sleeve. Oh yeah, there's Fog of War maps. Why is this a thing? Why is Fog of War a thing? Stop this, Intelligent Systems, please, just stop it. But what I think gives Sacred Stone such a strong appeal as a game is how immersive it is with the story and gameplay. The story brings you in, but the gameplay keeps you going at a steady and intriguing pace, even if you aren't going to be resetting every single map. And honestly, I really enjoy that balanced type of Fire Emblem experience. I've always held such affinity for the way the Game Boy Fire Emblem titles look, as every corner of the titles are detailed and designed gracefully and cleverly, and Sacred Stones is no exception. While the battle map and character movement manage to look silky smooth in this game, it's the battle animations which truly shine a light on just how spectacular the craftsmanship of the sprite work is in this game. Sacred Stones also holds more mythical beasts and mythical monsters to fight, which meant a lot of brand new types of animations for the Game Boy line, and all of it is just so pleasing to watch. The epic and slick animations of this game truly help keep the game afloat, even when there are tedious parts every now and then in the game. And I mean, just look at these animations. I mean, come on, how are you gonna not say no to this after buying dinner? I mean, come on, look at this. How are you gonna say no to this? I mean, look at it. Look, it looks so amazing. Sacred Stones is yet another Fire Emblem game which holds a stellar soundtrack within it. While it certainly has a few forgettable tunes and some average ones, there are still plenty of standout tracks to be heard here. The music also does an excellent job at reflecting the situation it's used in. For example, while the theme that plays for Erika is one of grief and sorrow with a glint of hope as she's just watched her homeland get taken from her, Ephraim's theme is one of valor and courage with a smidge of danger, as his character is fighting everything head-on from the start. The musical theming that adds to these two characters and the rest of the game, really, helps bring out the atmosphere of this game's world to a great level. Huh, I guess the portal was a dud. Oh well, I guess I can't stop him today. You. I should have known it was you. It's been 2 years, and here you are, showing your true face, coming after me. Come on, man, it was 2 years ago. I didn't even do it. Come on, man. Calm down, please. Please, calm. No. At the end of the day, Fire Emblem and the Sacred Stones is a kind of unique Fire Emblem game, even though it sticks to all the conventional norms and just adds some new stuff to it. See, what I mean is, because of its difficulty being so accessible, it keeps the game at a steady pace, whereas most Fire Emblem games have that, you know, staggering, oh, I'm stuck on this map, I'm stuck on that map, for sometimes days, you know? Whereas Sacred Stones keeps a consistent story that goes as long as it needs to without much filler, and just leaves you feeling satisfied and not hungry for more, but not, you know, angry that you played the game at all. And the story is great. I personally love the story of Sacred Stones. Its intensity and how it just gets right in your face from the beginning. I love it. And the gameplay, while it definitely is easier on the Fire Emblem side of things, it's still got a nice challenge to it, in my opinion. It's got the nice Fire Emblem conventional type of challenge, without being too overbearing. Fire Emblem The Sacred Stones is a great game, and I recommend it to anybody. If you've never touched the Fire Emblem series, it acts as a great gateway into the series, in my opinion, because of its lower difficulty, but still sticking with the series conventions. I think it's a fantastic first Fire Emblem. Even if you have played other Fire Emblems, it's a must-play in the series for me. And I think it's just an experience that everyone should have, because it's one of the best Fire Emblem games, in my opinion. And I think that it's utterly fantastic, and I love Sacred Stones in its own unique way. And back when I played it on the 3DS a few years ago, back in like, what, 2011, when the Ambassador program came out, I don't know what I was thinking. I had a great time with it this time around. And I played it twice through, once on stream and once for footage. And, you know, I enjoyed both times thoroughly. I think it says a lot, actually, about Fire Emblem Sacred Stones. And I think you should definitely pick it up if you have the chance. That's going to be it for now. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day. Goodbye. What's up everybody, Roy here, and thank you so much for watching my review of Fire Emblem and the Sacred Stones. I really hope you liked it. I actually had a lot of fun in the process of making this, because while I spent a lot less time making it than I would have liked, I did do a whole process of streaming through the game. I played terribly on the stream. I was able to actually manage to have my own personal file behind the scenes, which I was actually able to play for real on, but on stream I did terribly. But it was a fun process nonetheless to go through the game once again with you guys there in the chat and everything. It was a fun experience, and I can't wait to continue doing streams and such. It's going to be awesome. And again, thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know down below, what did you think about Sacred Stones, and also whose path did you prefer, Frames or Erica's? Personally, I was all about Frames, because the story that he has, it's not anything fantastic by nowadays standards, but man, there's something epic about Frame and all that he does in this game. I've always had this weird affinity for him and his character and his just straight on invasion of Grotto, even though his nation's destroyed. It's great. I love it. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this review. It feels so great to be back reviewing Fire Emblem again after what? It's been maybe a year now, maybe more than that, since I've reviewed a Fire Emblem game. So it's great to be back in the saddle and reviewing Fire Emblem once again. Thank you all so much for watching this episode. I will see you all later. Have a good day. Goodbye.